What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is Jeff Lightsy Jr., and I am here today on behalf of ESPN Louisville to talk to some very special guests for a very special thing that is going on between the Gillotte family and the 502 Circle. We have none other than Ashton Gillotte, defensive end for the University of Louisville, his mother, Miss Veronica Gillotte, and Paige McCormick, representing the 502 Circle. First of all, thank you all for joining me today. And I want to start with the Gillotte family. First to you, Veronica. You all are doing something very, very special in salute to service to veterans here in the local Louisville area. Kind of just inform the listeners on what you all have come together to try to do this year.
Yes. We started it 3 years ago. It came to my conclusion that, I mean, veterans are very important to us. We have a lot of family that are veterans, including Ashton's father, and one of my uncles who was a Navy SEAL. So we know that, we want to be able to help veterans to be able to grow. Ashton told me when they went to was it Fort Worth, Ashton?
Fort, no, Fort Knox.
Fort Knox. When they went to Fort Knox, that we used to a long time ago send veterans to the games, the football games. And so I said, you know what, for Veterans Day, we're going to send a veteran and a guest to the game. I asked Ashton if he wanted to participate. He said yes. And so we did that. A lot of the Louisville community came together and we sent the very first year, seven veterans and their guests to a football game. They loved it. So we decided to do it again. Last year, then the next year we sent 14, and last year was up to 21.
Wow.
So every year that we've kind of doubled it, which I really appreciate. So this year I set a big goal and I said, let's send 50 veterans and a guest to a football game because the community came behind that. But also, and I don't want to steal Ashton's thunder, but Ashton wants to leave Louisville better than when we came, and to really make a difference in the community, both on and off the field. So we wanted to do everything bigger this year. So I said, what better way than to send 50 veterans and a guest to the game this year, and to be able to have a program that can, when we were talking to Dan and Paige, we wanted a program that could be here even after, Ashton moves on to the next level, that we can continue to do this and grow it. So we worked with 502 to be able to put together this promotion where we can have veterans because it's been very hard to do it manually. So they can put on requests that they want tickets, have people nominate them, which we have done in the past, and then to also be able to have people donate the tickets. We have a new thing this year where people can donate the money, and we'll use the money to buy the tickets.
Absolutely. To that point, Ashton, your mother said that you wanted to be able to leave Louisville better than you saw it when you first came. You're from Florida, man. Like, what is it about the city of Louisville and specifically this veteran community that made you want to be able to do something like this?
I just think Louisville's been very good to me ever since I got here. I wasn't our biggest recruit, but I don't think the passion or the love that they showed me was any lower because of that. So just basically just being able to reciprocate or give it back to the city in any way I can, whether that's community service or, for example, this. That's just something that I feel called to do, and especially again, cities looked out for me, and they've been behind me through pretty much anything. So just being able to pour back into the community, hopefully try to inspire kids to do the same, and just try to be a good role model. That's kind of what's called me. But in regards to veterans, it's just something I've always felt would be something like I would love to work with and love to work on. Again, obviously a lot of ex-family are military. Couple of actually like three of my closest friends are military currently. So just being able to, be able to support them and show them, because especially when they get back, it's usually a hard time and usually get overlooked and not as appreciated for their service. So just finding a way to just, try to get them involved again, and then also reconnect them and make them feel valued to what they should be. So that's kind of where that comes from.
Absolutely. Now, Paige, when it comes to the 502 circle, when we think of 502 circle, we think of NIL. We don't really necessarily think of, giveaways and partnering with the student athletes and their family to do something like this. So how did you all kind of get involved, and what is your role here with, I know you have a web page on the website and things like that. So where does the 502 circle kind of come into play here?
Yeah, I think with 502 Circle, like typically collectives get the rep of just helping with NIL, but we're here with brand development, the coaches, everyone involved. They recruit great guys and women, and we're here to help them create a career out of that, as well as on or off the field. So when Veronica and Ashton came to us, you kind of already knew about it. You would see it on Twitter and X, all the work that they've been doing behind the scenes in the past 3 years of it. And it's something super special, and they came to us kind of wanting to amplify it for Ashton's last year. And obviously, how do you say no to that? Like, it's such an exciting campaign to be a part of, and we wanted to do it right, not only for the Gillottes, but for the veterans in the community as well, because it's something so important to us, and they sacrifice their lives. This is the least we can do for them, truly. So we have a couple exciting things. We have on our website, as Veronica said, we have places where you can either request tickets for veterans, or you can donate your own tickets if you won't be able to make the game. So a super easy way to just kind of translate what you're doing. You can also give funds. And then we also have exclusive t-shirts and chains that we're going to be launching here very soon, where a portion of the proceeds go to the veterans. So we have a lot kind of streamlining into this Salute to Service game, and it's super exciting, and I'm excited to get started.
Veronica, I want to ask you this. You were telling me a little bit before we started about the reception that you've kind of gotten over this, as this has been building over the course of years. What has the reception been like this year, partnering with 502 Circle and from the Louisville community?
Well, we need to get it out sooner, and that's why when you ask to do it, it's good, because usually we do it in November, and I think everyone's confused because we do it around Veterans Day. And so this year, because we don't have a Veterans Day game, our Veterans Day game is in September. So, people are probably thinking they have until November. No, we have to do it this month because we want veterans to be able to sign up. It's September 7th, start planning. We've had a veteran drive from Arkansas, which was super cool. And his goal was to meet Ashton. Ashton met him after the game, him and his boys. We just donated the tickets, and him and his son drove from Arkansas to meet Ashton and to watch the game. So that was pretty cool. So we want everyone to know to do that. Additionally, I'll throw it out, which is super awesome. Paige has been amazing. The Beware of the Hair chain. It's like a a turnover chain. And Ashton wore it during the spring game and got a lot of people's interest in wanting to wear that for the season, because it's like our own turnover chain. I know like a lot of schools like have that. So we're able to have that chain that we're going to be able to do and have some of the donations go out. And we have a specific shirt, Salute to the Service, with Beware the Hair. It has Ashton's autograph, similar to the other ones, but it also has a flag on it. So it's cool that some of the proceeds will go to local veterans with that. Also give back a little to the NIL too, to help other student athletes to be able to do this. So it's a lot of different moving parts, and we're super excited. So people can have merch to also support it, as well as the tickets. So.
Absolutely. Now, Ashton, I want to ask you, when you hear stories like, families driving from Arkansas to see you play here in Louisville, obviously you've played high-level college football for years now, and we expect to see you playing on Sundays here in the near future. Just what does that mean to you? Does this still give you butterflies or thrills to know that like someone took the time out of their lives to be sure they come to meet you?
No, it's definitely an awesome experience. Just to get to meet those people and to hear their stories. Obviously, it means a lot to drive. I don't know how many hours that is, but that's a long drive. But just to get to know them, talk to him, his kid, all his buddies, but just be able to see that's something that's like it's kind of motivating, and I don't know, it just kind of fuels the passion.
Absolutely. Now, Paige, I want to ask you this: where can people find the sign up to donate to request someone to potentially receive these tickets? And what day is the game? I know you said it's in September. What day is the game? That way, we make sure we hit this deadline.
Yeah, so the game is the September 7th Salute to Service game. It's against Jacksonville State. And people can find the links to sign up for everything and donate on our website, which is www.502circle.com. Super easy. We have pretty much everything you need there. You can also check us out on Instagram, on X. I know Veronica and Ashton will be posting a lot. We're going to post a lot on the 502 Circle page, but also having some kind of streamline with the Floyd Street Media page that a lot of people have been kind of watching since the Bahamas trip. So we're just trying to get as much out as we can as possible to hopefully over deliver and send more than 50 veterans.
Absolutely, because 50 is just the goal, but we plan on knocking that out of the park to make sure we send as many veterans as possible to the Salute to Service game on September 7th against Jacksonville State. Ashton, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask you, how is fall camp? How are you feeling going into your senior season? A lot of us thought you were headed to the NFL last year, but now prepping for a great year with U of L football. How is everything going for you?
It's going good. We're like 5 practices in, so we're kind of getting we're melding pieces together. Obviously, you got new faces, so the time that you really do all that development together is in camp. So the days might be long, but obviously, it's just fun to be around the guys, just to be able to work with a bunch of people that care about football, and then try to get everyone pointed in the same direction, because obviously we all want to win. So I'm excited for what we can do. I think we have a lot of talent, and I think everyone's hungry.
Year 2 under Coach Brom and Coach English and the defensive staff, has it gotten easier, or what is it like for you in that aspect?
Obviously, and that goes for like anyone, but if your second year under the same system, you start to get more comfortable. You don't think as much. So it's kind of just what it's been. Obviously, we tweak a lot because you don't want to be a stagnant defense. You want to be able to give people different looks. So obviously, making those adjustments that here and there is a good thing. But it starts to allow you to get more comfortable. You can play faster. You don't really have to think as much because you've already done it for a year. So and that way it gets easier. But I mean, games aren't going to change. You know what I'm saying?
I got you, man. Veronica, I want to ask you this. This is senior year for your son. What's it like for you being a parent, knowing that you're coming to the end of the road? Obviously, we got a big season. We ain't trying to get rid of them too early, but it is senior year. You're prepping for another great year and then to move on to the next level. What's that like for you as a parent?
I mean, it's just the same as last year. We thought he was going to go to the draft after last year. So it's just really good to be back in the community and to watch the football. We have unfinished business. We need to win the ACC championship. We're going into it again being underdogs, which is okay. We do better from the underdog mentality. They can always underrate us. It's fine. Because we are going to be Clemson at home. We will be Notre Dame at home. We have a good quarterback this year. That's going to help the defense. I mean, the defense, we have a lot of returning defense. So it's going to be exciting. I can't wait for it to unfold. And again, I like it when we're the underdogs and we come out ahead, which is what we've done every year. So it's okay.
That is, yes.
Can I also add one more thing about the question? I know you want to talk, but I want to make sure that everyone does it earlier than later. And also, if we do blow it out of the park with 50, over 50 veterans and a guest, because they get to bring a guest, and we have excess, then we'll expand it to the fire department and the police department. So feel free, like we want to salute all of our heroes, veterans first, but like we want to give back in all those different ways. So if we just really give it a lot of effort there, can possibly get a chain. Businesses can also do it. I know my company, Strategic Wealth Designers, is giving a huge donation as well to it. We'll buy the tickets, no problem. So if you're a business, you get to deduct that and you can give back to the veterans. So feel free to do it. I know there was another gentleman last year who also worked at a law firm who wanted to give us cash, but because we didn't have the partnership with 502 and we have to be careful with NCAA, we couldn't take it. But now this year we can take it. But yeah. So I just
Absolutely. And I wanted to ask just to make sure is there a deadline? Like, I know the game is September 7th, Paige or Veronica. Is there a deadline? Like, hey, we want to get all donations in
probably
by
by like the next 2 weeks, probably, right, Paige?
Okay.
And if you're trying to do the donation to get the merch for the game, because you want the veteran shirt and you want the Beware of the Hair chain for the first game, like, please do that this week, because if like, don't expect to do it a week before. This is not Amazon Prime, and have them in merch.
Absolutely. Well, Gillotte family, Paige, McCormick, thank you all so much for joining me. That's once again, you're raising donations for the Salute to Service game September 7th against Jacksonville State. We need the donations in as early as possible. They're trying to send
request.
Request, because we want to send those veterans to the game. We want over 50 veterans to be able to attend that game. Before we get you out of here, just what would it mean to have 50 plus? Say you get enough to send 60 veterans to the game. What would that mean to you all, both Ashton and Veronica, to put something together like this, growing from 7 into potentially having over 50 this year?
No, it would just be awesome. Just a real thing. Obviously, the more the better. So that the more we can send, the better it is. So.
Absolutely. Well, thank you all so much for joining me today. Once again, that is Ashton Gillotte, his mother Veronica, and Paige McCormick representing the 502 Circle. Thank you all so much for joining in. We're going to hit that threshold. We're gonna have overflow to be able to send fire department, police officers, first responders, and whoever else want to attend that September 7th Jacksonville State game, the Salute to Veterans game at L&N Cardinal Stadium. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I appreciate you. You have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.